Hello, hello, good morning. I'm like, what day is today? Happy Wednesday. I have Shae joining me. Shae Invidiata. I've been practicing. Hello, hello, good morning. Just waiting for Shae to hop on. I'm going to add her to this conversation. Hi, Lynette. Hi, Maria. How are you guys doing today? How's your Wednesday? How's your frequency? I love this. I'm just waiting for my girl Shae to hop on. I'm gonna add her in. We're gonna have an activated conversation all about frequency, mindset, stepping into our own. Hi. Shae, if you are here. I'm so excited for you. There you are. Hi, Shae. Just request to be added in. Hi, Lourdes. Let me see here. Who's ready to chat frequency? Yeah. You request. How does this work? Accept. We should be live together soon. Oh, technology. Hey!
Hi.
I'm like just talking to myself, hey.
Hi. How are you?
Oh, I'm so good. Just post drop off traffic lateness, but all good. How's Costa Rica?
It's pretty beautiful this morning. I mean, it's rainy season, so today when there's no rain and we see a bit of blue in the sky, we take it. We celebrate that. So that's how it is right now. So it's good.
I love it. Okay, so what
Yeah.
are we doing today?
I think, obviously, like a lot of people have been hearing me talking about frequency, talking even about you, and I would love to have you introduce like yourself a little bit to like my people that are going to be tuning in. But like, I think there's so much that's shifting right now between business and how we're doing business and coming out of these last 2 years of, and I mean, you and I know it because we speak a lot about stepping into our own power and owning our own decisions and what does that look like and how it creates freedom in our own lives. And I think there's been so much over this past year where we're seeing the systems are crumbling and systems that we thought were maybe for us aren't necessarily quite for us the way that we thought. And not just in the health realm. Like, look at what's going on in government, financial industries, the economy in general, right? Like, things are shaking up a little, right? Like, they're crumbling. And I think this conversation that has been at the forefront for you and I for a long time is really important to be having in new ways, and being able to share it with people that maybe weren't ready for that before. And now they're like a lot more open to being like, how could business change? How could my health change if I had the right tools to bring into my own house and not needing to outsource my trust, right? Relying on your 9 to 5 job, like all of these things. So like, that's what I think we should chat about, you
Uh-huh.
know?
Well, and the first thing that comes to mind as you're saying this is also women like us are very solution focused and solution
Mm-hmm.
driven. And so when shit hit the fan in 2020, I wasn't there sitting in my mess and watching the world crumble around me. I was like,
Right.
what are you doing?
Yeah.
what actions are we taking that feel most in alignment for me? And I know you and I are exactly of the same thought process. So now what we're experiencing almost 3 years later is this opportunity to own health, to own frequency, to own our power, to own our finances, irrelevant of what is happening outside of us. And I keep saying the word, but I just feel if we can become bulletproof in our frequency, we become unstoppable. And I don't know if that's going to be hijacked by IG, but I'm sticking with it. I'm going to keep saying it until I get censored.
100%. Well, you know, and like even the other day, like you mentioned that word, and I thought it describes spot on everything that we have been building, right? And I speak a lot about when you own your decisions, you can dictate your life. And that is a perfect word for that, because you bring this like barricade, this fortified fortress, if you will, where it's like no matter what comes at you with your finances, from your health, not relying on a career or a job. You know, I met with a girl last night who she just got laid off, and she never thought that that was going to happen. She thought for her that had it bulletproof. Like she was very secure in this, and all of a sudden her job's gone, you know, and now her and I are having beautiful conversations, right? As to how you're not relying on any system. And I think that's the thing, is you're not relying on any system, but you're creating your own. Right? Creating your own. And like you said, this allows you, right, to be able to move and to be vibrant and filled with like abundance, no matter what comes your way. Right? So I love that word.
Yeah,
I love the word
agree.
bulletproof.
Oh, I love that. And it just, I feel it with every single cell of my body. And I know there's been so much happening over the last 3 years that, you know, which came with a lot of fear. And I can't believe it's like we're approaching 3 years. Like that is insane. But what I can tell you is the women that I am surrounded with, the women like yourself who are in my circle, we've experienced so much growth, so much abundance, so much expansion, so much to coming together as a community. The last 3 years have been a complete blessing. And I know it's because and our frequency and the foundations that we have been building over decades. So I want to take this conversation two ways. I want to go talk about finances and I want to talk about frequency. Yeah. So which one do you want to start with? Because both get me so activated. And I also don't want to
and then yeah, let's talk money, baby. Let's start with finances.
I love it. Okay, so I'm gonna do a little bit of like just a quick intro of me, and then I want you to intro you to my world. But really, what happened to me was I was raised and programmed to do the traditional thing. So born in Poland, came here as an immigrant at 6 years old. I did what my parents wanted me to do: go to school, get a safe, secure job, which meant climbing the corporate ladder. So I spent tens of thousands of dollars on business school. I got to corporate in 2008. And I was like, what the fuck is this? Okay. Like, you will not be putting me into a box because I am not a box. Okay.
Totally. No, you are not.
So literally within months, I surrendered to the universe and I said, okay, like, what is my purpose? Like, that was my purpose, but like, let's reopen this door, this portal. And what am I here to do? And so in came entrepreneurship in 2010. So I've been a full-time entrepreneur for over a decade. And that to me is not saying it's been easy, because there's nothing easy about entrepreneurship, but it truly is freedom because we are in the driver's seat. And when things aren't going our way, when there's dips in you know, in the marketplace, which affect our business, we get to pivot. And that again is that beautiful cycle of ownership that we talk about, of being in complete ownership of our finances. Now, I've done product-based business. We just sold Love Powered Co. I'm a coach to female founders who are ready to launch and scale product-based businesses. But I've also had this deep passion, love for the network marketing industry for two things. One is that it's a gateway to entrepreneurship. I don't believe everybody is meant to be an entrepreneur. That's a fact. But also the opportunity to build leverage, the opportunity to be surrounded by individuals, the opportunity to decide how much wealth you create, and plugged into a system, which also takes the whole thing. I need to be an expert in order to do this. Right. So we're going to zone in specifically on network marketing. So 66 days ago, I partnered with Healy. Shae joined me literally within a few days. You'll tell your side of the story. But what I can say is never have I experienced this kind of wealth in my account already, but also wealth in terms of possibility and potential, that I know we are onto something quantum here. I know that every single person who locks arms with us in year one is creating generational wealth. And I don't say that lightly. And I've done multiple businesses and I've done them very well. I have never experienced anything like this. And so we're currently launching the Canadian market with Healy, which is the frequency device, which will take us to the next part of this conversation, is the power of frequency and being in a full control of your own frequency. But then we're going to be launching Costa Rica. Then we're going to be Mexico. Then we're Colombia. So who's here for it?
Yes. Here for it all.
Also you're a real estate mogul. You are incredible. So I want you to share what you saw in this, because obviously there's our relationship and, you know, the trust factor. But what spoke to you with this specific network marketing company? Because I thought I was done with network marketing. I love the company. I still collect residuals from, but I wasn't active in build. And I thought this was just a part of my story and I am on to other things. But when this stopped me in my tracks, there was just no way I was saying no.
Yeah, totally, 100%. And I mean, well, you already shared, I basically said yes and like jumped in like 3 days later, you know, from the first time you and I spoke about it. And, you know, for me, anybody who doesn't know me that on your side joining in, I've been in real estate for going on like 15 years. I've been licensed for like 11 years. And grew up in a very entrepreneurial environment. And there's actually a lot of parallels to network marketing as there is to a realtor. And like when you become an agent, nobody tells you that, oh, by the way, you're not just becoming a realtor. You have to be a graphic designer. You have to be a copywriter. You now need to be HR. You need to be a sign installer. You need to be a photographer. Like, you need to be all of these things, right, in order to dive into the industry. And network marketing can be very much the same way, right, where this isn't, network marketing shouldn't be treated like a passion project or like a hobby. It's a business, and when you dive in, you do need to become all of those things. And that's, I think, why some people find it hard and they don't think it works, because not everybody, like you said, is built out to become an entrepreneur. And it's the power of, you said, like leverage, on a little bit of a tangent, but I think it's important because what our team has created is allowing for women and men. We're calling in the men this month. We are doing that. We're calling in conscious men. That these tools by leaders, by entrepreneurs like myself, like you, CEOs, people who have built things, we've created those tools and those systems so that you can just run and flow, and it's not going to be hard, and you're not going to be caught up in the, well, that's not my area of strength. It's like, no worries, you know. But so building as a realtor, you know, my father has a great team out of Oakville, and I have been a part of running our operations for over 10 years. And alongside of that, I'm a founder to a beautiful organization, a nonprofit today called Free Them, that fights human trafficking in Canada and abroad. And we are one of the most authoritative voices on that issue today. And we've helped to amend the criminal code 3 times in Canada, which means changing federal legislation. And, you know, and then health and wellness has been for a very long time a huge part of who I am, and sharing that with people, because I believe as a business entrepreneur, the more we optimize our health, the better we can show up to the rest of the world, the more success you create in your life. I always teach people, I always share that you are your most important client first, right? Like agents especially are very afraid oftentimes to say no to things because we live commission to commission. There is no salary, right? No different than you live sale to sale. So that is, it can be a very scarcity mindset in the industry of not wanting to say no because you don't know where your next yes is coming from. And I've always taken this approach that you really need to guard your time, show up for yourself first before you show up for other people. And chemical-free living, toxic-free living, how we're elevating our frequencies, what are our morning rituals and practices that are elevating and bringing us to a higher state of frequency, the water we drink, not just are you drinking enough water, but the quality of your water, because water also carries a high frequency if you're drinking very good water. You know, we'll dive into that. And so for me, my 2 main pillars in life are creating impact and transformation. And whenever I can do that, I'm in my own purpose. And I love nothing more than when business needs impact and transformation. And it doesn't matter if it's fighting for freedom, body autonomy, freedom of speech, exploitation that's happening to people. I'm here for it, helping you to remove toxic loads out of your households, your systems, your families, your wealth, whatever it is. So when you came to me, Anna, and you said, you know, you already are in this space of talking about frequency, and anybody could go on my Instagram previous posts, but I really talk a lot about being conscious of the energy and your environment that you are surrounding yourself with, because it has an effect on our frequencies. And so when Anna came to me, it was like, girl, I have a tool, a beautiful tool that not only is going to benefit you, but you could be a part of this team to help introduce this to Canada to start. But as Anna already said, we have a big vision of going global and saturating in other markets and bringing this tool. I was like, wait a second, you're telling me I got to change lives. I got to bring in financial freedom, not just to my life, but to other people's. And like, this can be business as well. I was like, who says no to that? Like, I'm in. I was like, I'm so in. And on top of which, and you already shared this, the community of women has been mind-blowing. Never in my life, and you and I both have been a part of many different high-level circles, mastermind groups, memberships, like all of these type of elite round circles and tables. This is so different. This is just on a completely different vibration. It really is, because there is this collective intention of obtaining that higher frequency, not just for self, but elevating our communities, elevating our nation, elevating the planet. And that's the difference. And then we got to rub shoulders with CEOs and founders and women who know what the hustle is, and they've failed forward, you know, like they've tried things and they fall forward and they've gone up, and they're like, here's what doesn't work, here's what works. And we're bringing that all together, and it's what's allowed us to propel forward, like you said, at quantum levels. Yeah. And so that's like my journey.
Yeah. I want to add this in because I think it's important. So
Because we had both done network marketing prior, and I know that, you know, many of the leaders in the Frequency Collective have also, we were very, very committed from day one to doing things differently. And this is
Yeah.
really circling and tying into what you said is the women, the leaders that are leaping into this experience with Healy, the frequency device, we are successful in our other worlds. We operate businesses in our other worlds. What we
Yes.
saw was an opportunity here to be a part of a collective, to be a part of a sisterhood. Eventually, the right men will join. But the key here is the vision. The vision is self-led leaders leading self-led leaders. And together we are creating the new paradigm in health, healing, conscious wealth creation, and leadership. We've done things in the past because we thought they should be done a certain way. We are no longer operating out of the hustle, the convincing, the pressure, the FOMO sales tactics, any of the old paradigm bullshit that sure made us a lot of money in the past is no longer welcome into what we are creating here. This is
100%.
Chris energy, and we're also very conscious who does come in because frequency is everything. So I do want to tie it into the frequency. So here's the thing. We're all energy.
Totally.
Energy, your energy, I'm energy. The energy, the frequency that we're putting out into the world is boomeranging back to us. It's bringing to us the people, the opportunities, the things that have a life. So if we focus every single moment of the day on our frequency, we will change lives. And so now I know you and I both teach frequency. I teach frequency in my coaching business, but here's the thing, when I teach it, it's on a mental level. But now we have a tool, a frequency, a bioresonance device that sends frequencies to the foundation, like to our core. And this is why I could not say no. So I had to say yes, but I also had to decide to do things differently. So we're changing the name of the network marketing game. We're changing the name of how businesses are run, especially with the caliber of women together. But we're also working on our frequency day after day, literally minute after minute. Right now, I'm running some frequencies because my kids are all boogery coming home from school. So I'm like, you know what? We're going to boost our immune system, yes, with vitamins, but we're also going to use frequency. And so product-wise, I mean, this product by a quantum physicist who turned monk for 12 years because he was so passionate to bring science and spirituality. So this is who is the inventor of this product. Now, we've both used it for just over 2 months, and we've both used it for very different reasons. But they're all, oh my gosh, there's over 10.1 million frequencies in this little device. So Shae, why don't you share? I know your Wi-Fi is just a little bit choppy because of the rain in Costa Rica, but if you can just tell us maybe, you know, your favorite ways you've been using the Healy.
Yeah, so sure. And I hope that I don't lose you because I know it is a little choppy. And when the weather, the rain starts coming in, that's when I get booted off the Wi-Fi. So, you know, it has been such a beautiful experience for me. I have been using it in two primary ways right now because this has been my focus. So emotionally, I always love checking in with my energy every morning. I have a very distinct ritual practice between gratitude practice and journaling and meditation and working out, basically in that order in the morning before I do anything else. So I have been using it now as my first step, where I love to do my aura analysis on my body. That's going to take my energy in its present time, do my scan, and share with me. Yeah, you go ahead. I'm going to keep talking to everybody else. And it shares with me what are my 3 lowest performing chakras in that moment. And it's such a powerful tool because there's mornings you wake up and you feel a little off and you don't really know per se why. And you can spend time trying to figure that out. But this just allows me to run this analysis on my body, go, oh, it's my heart chakra. Oh, it's my throat chakra. And I then set the vibration to be able to go in and unblock and clear those lower performing chakras and bring myself back into alignment. And so that has become a daily practice for me in the morning. The other way that I have been using it a lot is anybody who's on my side, you would know that I removed my breast implants after 11 years. I had 2 sets during that time, and I removed them in March. And I had a plethora of issues within my body, from hormonal imbalance, inflammation in my body, thyroids out of weight. A lot of that is your toxins being trapped in fat, which is why it makes it hard for us to lose weight. I have scar tissue damage. I shouldn't say damage, but I have scar tissue buildup in on the right side of my chest. And of course I have scars. And how beautiful is it that the Healy, that depending on what edition you get, has about 300 programs, and I'm able to go in and run these programs. And the wild thing, Anna, literally 2 days ago, we have a resonance scan, which for those that don't know, similar to the aura, it's going to take the analysis of my body and see what is out of balance or what frequencies my body needs and where. And that could be emotional, it could be physical, it could be pain in the body. And so I ran the resonance scan, and literally there was a program that came up that alluded to needing to run this after surgery. And it actually said that in the write-up, in the description, and knowing that my body needs to rejuvenate and to repair, and running this frequency. So I have been using the toxin to flush out toxins. I've been using the electrodes, which for those maybe that don't know, when you go in and you get like an AKG done and they put those little tabs all over you, we have the ability to take these, which I'm running right now on my wrist, but we put them on the electrodes, and then I actually stick them close to my scars. I put them around my scar tissue, and I'm sending the frequencies in there to help break down that scar tissue buildup that I have, flush out toxins, help make my scars less prominent. And it's just been such a beautiful journey to be able to have this supporting tool that really can offer so many different things. Like when I think of, what I just shared, I would need to go to 5 different people to receive treatments for scar tissue. You can get like shock treatment and it'll kind of do the same thing. It's a frequency treatment, or light therapy. Like you would have to go see 5 different people to be helping support my body in the healing journey. And right now I have the 300 programs. I've got a plethora of frequencies I'm able to run on a daily and weekly basis that supports my healing journey in that. So that's how I've been using it a lot right now. Obviously when other things come up in my scans, I take that moment to like bring myself back into mental balance or clarity, positive thoughts. I love the sleep thing too. Have you used the sleep program before going to bed?
Oh, yeah. Last night, Sarah Swain was texting me. She's like, Anna, I'm sleeping like a fucking brick. I'm like, yeah.
Right? Yes. It's amazing. Like you just get into such a deeper state of sleep.
Yeah.
And I have one of those aura rings that actually track my sleep. So my REM sleep and my deep sleep. And I've been able to see that the nights that I run the sleep program about a half an hour before I really shut it down for the night, those mornings I wake up and I have like over an hour and a half of deep sleep. And I'm like, okay, I'm ready to go. Who wants to go today?
I'll just layer on quickly. And I was trying to play with my Wi-Fi because someone was saying that it's my Wi-Fi, not yours. Anyways, I hope everyone hear us well, and we will have this saved on our walls. But, for me, it's been a blessing. So I won't go into like how I'm using it, but very similar in terms of like sleep, libido, hormones. So the night before I got my cycle, I ran highest resonance and vibration came up, and I was like, oh, okay, not on my period. In the morning, my cycle.
Crazy.
I was like, gosh, Healy, you're brilliant.
Yeah.
I'll focus quickly on two things. So for me, you know, as a mom of two, a 4-year-old and a 6-year-old, what I do every single day as I drop them at their little Waldorf school is I run their aura scan and I see how are they doing, then I send frequencies to them. So distance frequencies, which again, just feels so supportive as a mom who is, you know, parent and mind been another tool. So you know how you talk about the brain tap? We have the brain tap. My kids do the guided meditations. We do this, you know, affirmations, all the things. The more tools that I can layer on for them,
Yeah.
whew, that to me is winning.
Yeah.
The other thing too for me as a business owner and very business mindset focused is I'm obsessed with the coach app. So the coach app allows us to write our intention, our desire, and then it analyzes any subconscious blocks, patterns, beliefs that are standing in the way of us and that intention, and then send frequencies to unwind. Like, it blows
It's
my
mind blowing.
mind
Yeah.
because I'm like, okay, I am now holding the frequency for everyone who jumps into the frequency collective in year one that we are creating generational wealth, whatever that means
Yes.
to you. For me,
Yes.
consciously, I'm holding the number of 6-figure months, and not
Yes.
just for me, but for
Me
me,
too.
for you, for all of
Yeah.
us. And so I'm running these frequencies to the team. And then, I mean, it's just so supportive and so nourishing behind the scenes. And I was laughing when I was doing the 6-figure months for myself. It was like, oh, daddy issues. Okay, of course, got to work through in order to get to this. Yep, subconscious
Yeah.
unlocked, you know? So powerful. You can use this, but here's the thing, guys. If you don't end up buying the Healy, focus on your frequency. You want to
Yes.
life, focus on your frequency. Choose the tools that allow you, that support you in consciously raising your frequency every single day, because remember, what you're putting out into the universe is boomeranging right back to you. So
Yeah.
you have this power. If you aren't
Yes.
one of us, have a conversation. We will likely not be following up with anybody because that's just not the vibe of the team, but we're here.
No, but if it resonates, like Anna said, you know, reach out. We'd love to connect with you. Because yes, this is all about magnetizing, you know, being called in. And we know that this is not for everybody. It will help everybody, but this is not necessarily for everyone in this even particular time, you know. But like Anna said, it is so important utilizing tools, many different tools, whether that's like essential oils, organic, clean eating, you know, the quality of your water, meditating, gratitude practices, journal practices, what we listen to. There's so many free tools, right? That you need to put in that toolbox so that you know you can go in and grab that to support you and help to elevate your frequency, your vibration. It's so important.
Yeah, I love that. So I will just finish off. As we raise our frequency, we are contributing to raising the frequency of the planet. So I love you guys. Have a wonderful
Love you.
flying on frequency here, and we'll talk to you soon.